Hello and welcome back to the Craft Mansion. In today's tutorial I will show you how to make these house stark bookends. So as you can see we have the house stark emblem and then the usual bookend formation. We have the wall at the back and then there's the tiled floor. We also have some snow and some icicles, and I will walk you through the whole tutorial so you can make two of your own. The main materials I used were fibre-board and foamboard. This is quite an easy tutorial as this is not a proper replica, but something you can design on your own. So let's get straight into the intro and we can begin. To start, you're going to need 4 blocks of fibre-board. So we have the base that's 19.5 centimeters by 11 centimeters, and then the wall it's 13.5 centimeters by 11 centimeters. Now this depends on the size of the direwolf, so when these are put together, if you want a larger direwolf, then you have to make larger pieces of fibre-board. Then the base has a thickness of 0.9 centimeters, and the wall has a thickness of 1.2 centimeters. The next thing you need to do is to make a pattern for the floor. So I have the larger squares are 3 by 3 centimeters, and the smaller ones are 1.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. Then start carving out the lines diagonally so you can create grooves between the tiles. Clean everything out, and then the final product should be something like this. So as you can see I have the formation of tiles. Where the tiles end, then also hollow out these grooves. And don't do the back side of the floor, so if this is the back, only hollow out this side, this one, and these. Now let's move on to the wall. So first you make these large bricks. These are about 1.5 centimeters and 2 centimeters. And as you can see there is a larger one, smaller one, and they continue alternating. Now the smaller ones, there's also a bit missing from the end. It's about 0.2 centimeters. And then once you finish these, you do a random pattern for the other blocks. Then start carving out the grooves just like we did with the floor, so we can have the final product like this. These smaller bricks need to be cut off from here, so in the end you end up with this pattern. So as you can see, these are further in, and then once you finish this, start carving out the sides of all the bricks so they can be rounded out. In some areas I'm going to create some missing stones, and I'm doing this by first drilling in the holes and then carving out the extra fibre-board with an X-Acto knife. Once everything is carved out, start sanding out the larger bricks. To attach these two together, make 2 holes at the end of the base. Then also make 2 holes that go through the wall, pour some white glue, and then drill in 2 screws to fix everything in place. To make the wall look damaged, start carving out some pieces from the bricks. And then make some shattered patterns for the tiles. Optionally, you can cover up these screws with a mixture of the shavings from the fibre-board and some white glue. Next, paint the whole thing grey. Cover the floor and the wall with watered down black paint, and then wipe off the excess. These larger bricks are a bit brighter, so grab some white paint and then dab it onto these bricks. Then dry brush everything else. To make the direwolf part, first print the house stark sigil and then copy it. 6 times onto foam board, and 4 times onto cardstock. Stick the 3 layers of foam board with white glue, so you end up with 2 dire wolves. Then make sure all the levels are flat together. The next step is to cut the scales of the dire wolf, trace them onto the cardstock, so you end up with something like this. Do this for all the cardstock pieces, and then cut the scales. Flip all the scales upwards, so you end up with a design like this, and then glue this with white glue to the foam board. Only glue the pieces where the cardstock will be in contact with the foam board, so as to avoid the fur from sticking to the foam board, and then you end up with something like this. Seal the edges with Mod Podge, and then paint the dire wolf with a shade of grey that's slightly lighter than the one used for the wall and floor. Using silver, dry brush the dire wolf to bring out more texture. Then start copying all the lines of the dire wolf, and fill them in with a silver marker. To attach the dire wolf to the bookend, just cut 2 notches where the dire wolf touches the floor and the wall. Fill these with hot glue and stick the dire wolf in place. No need to cover up this exposed hot glue, so grab a piece of fibre-board and then cut bricks from it. They can be different shapes and sizes, and then stick them on with some hot glue. To create some fake snow, first cut this shape out of cardboard. So as you can see, it's like a triangle from the side and the diamond from the top. So it sits like this. Then stick it at the corner between the wall and the floor. So as you can see, some snow falls from this edge over here, and then some other snow from this edge all the way down here. Pile up some molten hot glue at the top of the dire wolf, and also paint some toothpicks with white. Then cover them up with super glue, cut them in half, so you end up with this. Then with hot glue, stick this underneath the snow. To make the actual mixture of snow, I'm using sawdust from the fibre-board, white paint, and white glue. Then apply this mixture over the hot glue. If the snow is not that white, paint over it to achieve this bright color. The final step is to pour super glue over the snow to make it look shiny and make it stiffer. And this is the final product, so you end up with your house dark bookends. You can also use these with a DVD collection or anything you want to stay upright. And that's the whole process behind these bookends. I did upload another video earlier on about these two, but it was another set. This one was requested again, so I made it again. So I thought, why not make a tutorial about them. I hope it was easy to follow, so don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. You can do it right here. And you can also watch some videos like this one and this one.